We will go to LSU sophomore wide receiver Jack Bech joins us on the phone lines right now before a little workout a little bit later. Jack, how are you? Thanks for some time, man.
Yeah, I'm doing well. How are y'all doing?
Doing very well. I want to talk to you about spring football, but Brian Kelly, before y'all got onto the practice field, spent some time in the press conference talking about all the things that y'all had to do to get ready to practice, whether that was strength and conditioning in the weight room, these wellness check-ins, and all that kind of stuff. What was that like as a player, all the things that had to prepare you for a spring practice?
I think all that is building to something bigger that he's trying to imply within us. So I thought all that, like he said, we just need a little extra time with all the new coaches coming in, putting the playbook together. I think it's just a building, like I've been saying a lot, like the accountability standpoint, picking everybody up individually. I think it's all been really good for us, and it's something that we needed.
Look, when people sign on to play for LSU, the assumption and the expectation is that you're going to play for championships. And when you have a season like you did last year, that can be difficult because the expectations go out the window pretty quickly. Spring's that kind of a time for hope and renewed optimism. Can you tell there's a different energy in the team because now all your goals are back on the table for the next football season?
100%. I think our whole team morale is much, much higher than it was last year. Everybody wants to be there. Everybody wants to put in the extra work. Everybody wants to get better. We all want to win, as many games we can next year. Obviously, the end goal, win a national championship. But I think that's in everybody's head. And I think that everybody is really starting to, go into that mindset. And, I've been able to see that, and I'm really happy with where we're headed, and I can't wait to see where we end up.
I'll see a big year coming up for you. Is it safe to say we won't be seeing any more of Jack Bech at tight end?
Pretty safe to say. Coach, I'm in the wide receiver room now, fully at the Z receiver, slot you could say.
Okay, that's great. That's great. So what do you like about Denbrock's offense? Obviously, changing game plans, changing plays, whole different verbiage. What's that been like? Kind of diving into a new offense and obviously a new position.
Yeah, no, it's been fun. Obviously, moving back from the tight end room to the receiver room is obviously a blessing. I love being in the receiver room, but the new offense, it's really creative. But the main thing about the offense is they want to get the ball in their athletes' hands and their playmakers' hands in open space, and they basically just want us to do what we know how to do best. We all have that mentality to just, whenever the ball's in our hand, to go and eat. But learning the new offense, I think we've done a really good job. Just the first 1-2 practices, everybody knew we were doing signals. Everybody knew where to go, how to line up. And 99.9% of the time, everybody on the whole 11 of us knew what play we were running. And obviously, there's things like technique and that to clean up. There always will be. But I think we're in a pretty good place past the first 3 days of practice.
Obviously, you're just a player. You're not in the coaches' meeting rooms, but you're out there on the practice field. And this may be a better question for Jeremy to ask. But my question would be, how much of this spring is going to be like installation of new systems on the offensive and defensive side of the ball, and how much of it is just improving each individual skill-wise?
I think it's a pretty good mix of each, just because this is a whole new staff and a whole new offense we're learning. Obviously, we're going to have to learn a lot, and obviously, we're going to have to fix a lot of technique. But I think it's going to be a pretty good 50-50 mix of learning, practice on Tuesday, get the film, watch it on Wednesday, Thursday, clean up with technique, but also install.
How much is Brian Kelly involved in coaching during practice, and how much is he letting his assistants just work with their groups?
Yeah, I think he does a really fine job of that, actually. He lets everybody coach, but whenever the drills are done, he'll come up and he'll point out some different things that he maybe will want, as a group to do better, or individually he'll come talk to you. But no, for the most part, he lets his coaches coach, and he will. I mean, he's the head coach. He will every now and then come and give points while we're actually doing stuff. But he does a really good job of just mixing it and letting his coach coach, but also putting in what he has to say whenever he has to say it.
Played a lot of high school ball with Walker Howell. What's it been like teaming back up with him and being able to get in practices and workouts and all that stuff with him lately?
Yeah, it's truly a blessing. I mean, it's truly a dream come true, too. We've talked about playing at LSU since we were probably 7, 8 years old. As far as I can remember, you go back, you look in the picture books or back on the old camera rolls, and it's me and him in LSU shirts just tossing the football with each other. So, I mean, It's really surreal. It feels kind of unreal every now and then just seeing him toss me the ball out on that practice field and that purple and gold. But no, it's truly a blessing, definitely a dream come true. And we're here now. We just got to do it, you know.
Let's stick with the quarterback side of things. Obviously, there's a ton of talent in that room, 4 really good players. You've got Miles, who's been there for a very, very long time. You spent some time with Garrett last year, and then you bring in the transfer from Arizona State. What's it like having that many guys getting as many reps as they are getting from the wide receiver room?
Yeah, I'm gonna be completely honest with you. We're like learning so much and focusing so much on all our technique right now with Coach Hank that whenever we're doing one-on-one, seven-on-seven team, we're kind of just doing our own thing and catching the ball. Like we don't even notice. There's so much rotation going
Yeah.
on that like we don't even really notice who's even throwing us the ball. Um, which I don't think is a bad thing. Which I think is a pretty good thing. There's truly going to be a QB competition, a QB race, and I'm really excited to see who starts that first game in the fall. But no, it's been fun. It's definitely been fun. I think that they're all going to push each other to new heights, and that's going to be really good for them.
A lot of people in Baton Rouge feel like Miles has been here a very long time and probably going to be the starting quarterback. What have you seen from him being able to get back out on the practice field? I know he missed a lot of time and kind of go out there and be the leader we know he can be.
Yeah, no, he's definitely stepped into that leadership role. He has an awesome deep ball. I know a couple of my deep balls have been from him, and he puts them right where they're supposed to be, right in the money hole. But no, he's done a great job. He looks really really good out there. He's been moving really well. Has a cannon for an arm. He has a laser beam. Always puts the ball where it needs to be. And obviously, being the older kid, he's able to, I guess, read the field. And he has that composure, and he can kind of sit back there comfortably and deliver strikes. So no, he looks really good.
In your wide receiver room, how involved is Kayshawn? We know he's not able to practice, and we know how great a player he is, but it's a new system, new offense, different quarterbacks. Where is he in terms of y'all's room?
Yeah, no, he's been doing everything that he can do, despite the injury he has. Anything he can do, he's always helping us, coaching us up, telling us different things we can do better, hyping us up, different things like that. Kayshawn is one of the best wide receivers in the whole country. So we're ecstatic to have him back whenever he gets back, and just hoping this injury heals up 100%. And yeah, I mean, we all can't wait to get him back on the field because he's going to open up a lot for all of us on offense. Obviously, he's going to be getting the ball a ton, but having him out there just opens up a lot because, I mean, not that many people can just single cover him. They're going to have to see 2-3 people on him, which is going to open everything else up. So we're really excited to have him back on the field whenever that happens.
Chatting with Jack Bech here, Tiger wide receiver. How much differently do you feel personally, being that you've played a season now and kind of know what to expect in the fall?
Yeah, no, we definitely, and I know about the other 3 or 4 of us that were freshmen this year. We all definitely feel a lot more comfortable with that 1 year under our belt, and we feel like it's our time to dominate. It's our time to come in. I'm really excited with this whole wide receiver core. I think we're really deep. I think anybody in that room can have a starting position, which is also going to push all of us because how deep we are. But no, I know that we all feel really comfortable, and we're all really excited for this next season.
I know going into spring football, I used to always jaw jack with the defense because a lot of time you don't get to put the pads on. What's that been like? I know this is going to be your first spring football, kind of, jaw jacking with those guys and competing with the defense this offseason.
It's football. You always talking trash to the defensive backs and safeties. Shit, even the linebackers and D linemen, you're always talking smack to. No, it's fun though. It just creates a little bit more competition, trying to get under their skin. They're trying to get under your skin, and I guess whoever falls first loses. But no, it's a lot of fun just catching it on somebody, scoring a touchdown, and start dancing and start talking some smack.
Chatting with Jack Bech. One more here for you, Jack. We appreciate some time. I know there are a lot of new defensive backs on that side of the ball. You would have worked against some really good ones last year in practice and in SEC play. Mekhi Gardner is one that stood out to me just in terms of his physicality on there. We know a couple guys have come in from Arkansas. What have you made of the defensive backs so far if you've seen them for a week now?
Yeah, I think we brought in some really good quality people and some really, really good players. Mekhi is, he's like 6'2", 215 as a quarterback, and his arms are, they hang lower than his knees. So he's gonna be really, really good for us. I'm really excited to see him play. And no, definitely Greg, Joe, Jarek. We brought in some really, really good players, some really talented players, and also players that also have a couple years under their belt as well. So I think they're going to be really good for us for the program. I think they're going to be that next, crop of DBs at LSU.
Jack, we appreciate some time. Get out there to the practice field. We'll see you soon.
Sounds good. Thank you all so much. You have a good one.
Thanks so much for watching Hunt Hill on YouTube.
Now do us a favor. Hit the red subscribe button below and throw us a like. We'll see you next time.